Today, the Finance Minister of India, Nirmala Sitharaman, presented the Union Budget for 2021-2022 with Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairing the meeting of Union Cabinet. Sitharaman replaced Swadeshi Bahi Khata with tablet as Union Budget goes digital this year. For the first time ever, the budget was paperless due to COVID-19. So let's look at some of the major takeaways from budget announcements. Finance Minister said that the budget rests on 6 pillars. The first pillar is health and well-being. The government has announced 2.23 lakh crore for health and well-being. This is an increase of 137% from last year. One of the major announcements was regarding COVID-19 vaccine drive. Vaccines will be rolled out across the country. She said that this will prevent over 50,000 child deaths annually. The Finance Minister also laid out Rs 64,180 crore spending plan for healthcare over the next 6 years to improve primary, secondary and tertiary healthcare. 17,000 rural and 11,000 urban health and wellness centers to be set up. She also announced that the Urban Swachh Bharat 2.0 mission will be launched at an outlay of Rs 1.41 lakh crores over 5 years. Jal Jeevan Mission Urban was also announced to have an outlay of Rs 2.87 lakh crores. Second pillar was physical and financial capital and infrastructure. India will introduce a bill to set up a new development financial institution. Government will set up a development finance institution which is DFI capitalized with Rs 20,000 crore which aims to have a lending portfolio of Rs 5 lakh crore in 3 years. Finance Minister said that the government will borrow about 12 lakh crore in financial year 2022, adding that the expenditure for the next fiscal has been pegged at Rs 34.83 lakh crores. This also includes Rs 5.54 lakh crore of capital expenditure, which is the money an organization or corporate entity spends to buy, maintain or improve its fixed assets such as buildings, vehicles, equipments or land. She also talked about fiscal deficit, which is the difference between the total income of the government and its total expenditure. She said that the fiscal deficit for financial year 21 was pegged at 9.5% of GDP and will come down to 6.8% in financial year 2022. She added that the government will approach the market to borrow an additional Rs 80,000 crore to fund the financial year 21 fiscal deficit. Moreover, 2 lakh crore will be provided to states and autonomous bodies to nudge their expenditure. Highways will also improve and expand as National Highway Authority of India has sponsored one investment trust for infrastructure to attract investors. Finance Minister said that the project for building 8,500 kilometers of highway will be awarded by March 2022. West Bengal will see highway project worth Rs 25,000 crore. She further added that Kerala will also see highway project worth Rs 65,000 crore and Assam on the other hand will see a road project worth Rs 3,400 crore. While speaking about improving infrastructure, she also announced Rs 1.15 lakh crore for railways and privatization of airports. The third pillar was reinvigorating human capital. Talking about life insurance, the Finance Minister announced Rs 1.97 lakh crore for postal schemes covering 13 sectors. She promised to amend Insurance Act to allow higher foreign direct investments, which is FDI. FDI limit in insurance increased to 74% from 49%. Finance Minister proposed to consolidate provisions of SEBI Act, Depositories Act, Securities Contracts Regulation Act, Government Securities Act into a rationalized single securities markets code. This will bring out ease of doing business in Indian financial markets. She also talked about the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana scheme to be extended to cover 1 crore more beneficiaries. This scheme was launched by Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi on 1st May in 2016 to distribute 50 million LPG connections to women of below poverty line families. 100 more districts to be added in the next 3 years for city gas distribution. An independent gas transport system operator will also be set up. Another highlight from the budget was the one-man show. Government to now allow one-person companies, no restriction on paid-up capital and turnover to incentivize incorporation of one-person companies. Besides setting up the long-awaited bad bank, the government will also infuse 20,000 crore rupees into public sector bank as part of its recapitalization plan. As per Raghvendra Nath, the managing director of Ladder Up Wealth Management, the privatization of 2 public sector banks and stake sale of LIC should help the government meet the de-investment target and reduce the physical constraints. Fourth pillar was inclusive development for aspirational India. Farmers found a way in Bhai Khata by way of enhanced agri credit target for financial year 2022 updates in welfare scheme. The agri credit target hiked 10% to 16.5 lakh crores. Government also talked about One Nation, One Ration, under which 69 crore or 86% beneficiaries will be covered. All categories of worker will now get minimum wages. Finance Minister also said that women will be allowed to work in all categories with adequate protection. While talking about reducing the tax burden on senior citizens, she said that pensioners over 75 years of age are exempt from filing returns. National education policy was also mentioned in Sitharaman's budget speech. Asserting that the policy got a good reception, the finance minister said over 15,000 schools to be qualitatively strengthened under national education policy. The post-metric scholarship schemes to be revamped for the welfare of scheduled caste. The centre allotted 35,219 crores for 6 years till 2025 to 2026 to benefit 4 crore SC students. Fifth one was innovation and R&D. Finance Minister also talked about proposed use of data analytics, artificial intelligence and machine learning, and the inclusion of additional modules in the Ministry of Corporate Affairs database. She said that it is a step in the right direction towards strengthening corporate governance when instances of fraud have become increasingly common. The increase in the threshold of paid-up capital for small companies from rupees 5 million to 20 million was also announced that will ease compliance burden for micro and small firms. Additionally, the government will soon put in place a framework to allow electricity consumers to choose service providers or discoms. The sixth and the last one was minimum government and maximum governance. On maximum governance, the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said that it will outline plans for reforms in the governance. A number of steps have been taken in the last few years to bring reform in the tribunal for the speedy delivery of justice. She also proposed to strengthen the National Company Law Tribunal framework by adopting e-courts. For tea workers in Assam and Bengal, the government will allocate 1,000 crore rupees. She also said the forthcoming census could be the first digital census in the history of India. For this monumental and milestone-making task, the government has allocated 3,768 crores in the year 2021-2022. Moreover, Goa is celebrating the Diamond Jubilee year of the state's liberation from Portuguese rule. For this, 300 crore will be allocated to the government for the celebrations. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay logical.